If you're looking for some design inspiration, look no further. Today we're looking at websites that are super creative, have some good interactions to hopefully give you some creative ideas. Hey guys, it's Kaylor. Welcome to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're looking at 5 websites that I found recently that I think will give you some design inspiration. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. All the websites that I showcase in today's video will be linked down in the description, so make sure you check them out. First up is Lincoln, and that's lincoln.ava-case.com for the link on that one. This one's for a construction company. It has large, bold font with a grid layout and some quality imagery. They also have quite a bit of scroll effects. Here you can see the parallax effect with these different images moving at different speeds in different directions. And if I keep going, we're horizontally scrolling, and then these numbers slide into place, and then we swap to a vertical scroll. That happens multiple times on the homepage. The navigation is a bit unique in that they have projects on the left separate from the rest of the main links here in the middle, but then the call to actions on the right. So it's a bit of an interesting way to have that just randomly over here on the left, which is interesting. And overall, this website looks really modern and it's very clean. You can see there's several effects here on the site, like this one where I can move my mouse to move these images around, and just these nice big bold headings to really grab your attention. Again, swapping to a horizontal scroll for the design part of the website. And then here we are back to a vertical. I really like this parallax moving in different directions in this 2-column layout. I think this looks really nice and polished for a section. So there's some really good inspiration to be found on this website. I definitely recommend checking it out at lincoln.ava-case.com. Since we're going over some websites to give you some inspiration, you might want to collect some of these in a mood board or jot down your ideas. The perfect program to do that is Milanote, which is today's sponsor. Milanote is a long-term sponsor here on the channel, and I pretty much use their software every day to map out and plan my creative projects. As a full-stack designer, it's a crucial part of my workflow as I utilize it as a project hub. I use it to add simple things like notes and to-do lists to more advanced brainstorming boards and mood boards for my design projects. And Milanote is also collaborative, so I often review inside of Milanote with clients because we have our different design iterations and files in one convenient place. So if you're looking for a tool to map out and plan your creative projects and ideas, make sure you check out Milanote with the link at the top of the description and sign up for Milanote. The next website on this list is mrpops.ua, and this one is a ice cream company, true ice cream here in this nice stylized font. This company is going for a little bit more than just ice cream. If you start reading some of their typography, especially here in this section here, kind of trying to leave more of an impact on their consumers. And I think the branding of the website kind of follows that, trying to be unique and stand out. They've got the nice red color in the background and highlighted throughout the site with a lot of interactions and quality imagery. You take a look at the different flavors. They have each one of the pops, and you can see the rectangle in the background kind of follows the mouse cursor with this nice emoji popping up. I really like how they've done a little bit different buttons on this site. They have this kind of nice outline animation, and when you hover over it, the circle comes into play, letting you know it's a button click. There's a ton of different interactions on this site. What I really like about this is how the style of the site fits the brand. It looks really nice. And they've got a bit of a different add to cart page, which I think is cool. So if I just click on the double chocolate here, you can see those nice page transitions, but they have a full screen image here. And then they've got this nice little card down here where you can select your city that you live in. You can say how much you want. You can add it to cart. And then it tells you a little bit if you scroll down about this ice cream. So it gives you some of the energy values down here and breaks down the macronutrients. And you can just see that the overall aesthetic of this is completely different than a normal add to cart. They've actually went for a more stylized look. And even the add to cart card slides into place with this image, and everything has these nice rounded edges. Overall, a really well branded website that follows their messaging and stands out. So if you're creating a website for a brand, this might be one you want to take a look at. Again, that's mrpops.ua. This next one is Stytch.com, and from what I gather on this one, they create flexible APIs and SDKs for authentication experiences. I like this one because it's a bit simpler in terms of the interaction, but it still has a nice stylized look, and overall looks like a really nice website. You can see they have some really good sections with some Lottie animations. There's a little bit of horizontal scrolling animation going on, but It's not that typical design agency website where there's a lot of crazy interactions and they're trying to showcase a lot of different stuff and kind of grab your attention. I see a lot of comments on these videos where not every website has to be like that, and you're absolutely correct, which is kind of why I chose to add this one to the list. It's a nice website lower on those interactions. As I scroll down, you can see these kind of lottie animations on the icons, and even the numbers animate. Just subtle details like that can go a long way in a website like this. Another thing I really like about it is the stylized option for going with the dashed buttons. I might use this in a future project. I just think it looks really cool. Maybe not as the main call to action, but having it as a secondary option next to the get started here is really cool. And then I really like their navigation menu. The drop down is really well done. Each of the different pages looks a little bit more unique. This one kind of having a card look to it. And there's some other ones like this one. So overall, a really nice website to take a look at. That one is Stytch.com. This next one is, I believe it's pronounced Lazarev, and their website is lazarev.agency. So I really like the colorful call to actions on this one. You can see the green Let's Talk with a nice icon there. I think that's really cool. They even have that same icon here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and click on that right away because I really like how they have a different looking stylized form. It's a nice change of pace from the typical boring standard form with the text right above the input field. It just looks a little bit more thought out and a little bit more creative. So digital product design agency. Scrolling down, we've got some nice hover effects here. I really like these. They kind of slide in. You see this on a lot of sites today. And they have the chip kind of changing color there. Got a nice full screen video, and I really love the video cursor. I prefer this almost over just the play icon just sitting here in the middle. It's just a little bit more fun, and it's just a cool way to do a blocked video section like this. Going down, they've got some of the people that they've worked with before, always nice. A good card section you can scroll through here just by dragging, or you have the icons here. A little bit of scroll interaction there. Our past projects kind of slides in, and you can see these nice hover effects here. I do like how all of the buttons here are kind of on the left side. So if I keep scrolling down, you'll see what I mean. So all cases will eventually kind of release from this sticking point, and then our services sticks there. And so like all of their main call to actions are over here. So now we have join our team. And of course, there's a lot of unique sections and interactions that I'm skipping over here. And then become a client. I like how this is in green, consistent with the call to action from the beginning. I think it's just a cool way to have your call to actions kind of guiding the user's eye to that focal point where they know kind of what to expect, where the next button's going to be. There's a lot of different interactions on this site and a lot of unique things that they do. There's some sticky sections where things release and then continue scrolling as things animate. So it's just a really creative agency page. And of course, if you're looking to design a portfolio page or a agency page, this one's probably a good one to take a look at. That's Lazarev.agency. The last site on today's list is Dash. So the website is thisisdash.com. Dash is a tech company trying to reshape and rethink the way we do job board websites and creating new tech to do that. So this one's a really stylized website, and I love how they have the navigation in this kind of grab me menu where you can actually drag and drop this around. And you'll notice that there's these grid cells as I move my cursor around that are kind of aligning this on the page, which is cool. And you can also change this to a light theme if you'd like, and you can see the colors change. I'm gonna go back to the dark theme, which is what I prefer. I'm gonna refresh the page, and you can see the H1 kind of slides in, but then the almost gets covered up by this nice colorful almost block section. And then they have this spinning kind of asterisk here. And if you click on that, it opens up the power of almost to explain why they say they're almost the best tech company. Because you usually see people say they're the best at something, you don't usually see almost, which I think is really cool and a creative way to go about this. It's a little bit different. And again, sticking with the dragging and dropping movable elements here. So I can close this window if I'd like. As we scroll down, there's a few more of them with the work and abouts kind of overlaid on top of each other. And of course, they're movable, so you can drag and move them around and kind of collapse them. And then it tells about Dash here on the side. Yet another website going with a little bit more creative buttons. You can see that it scrolls as you're hovering, and then when you release, it just kind of stops where it was. Cool way to do buttons. Scrolling down, they have this nice heading, which goes in and out of these shapes, adding some layering to the website. And again, this is another brand that creates their website in a way that reflects their brand. It kind of shows they're trying to do things different and be more creative because their website is reflecting that. Going down a little bit more, we have again the grab me sections, and I like the imagery that they chose to use on the site. It looks more personal instead of the standard stock photos or your company as your employees just look forward. These look a little bit more personal, which is nice for the brand. And quickly hopping over to the work page, again, this section where the heading is scrolling, and if I scroll up and down, I've seen this before on websites where the direction of the horizontal scroll changes. And again, they're using the Z indexing here to add a little bit more depth, having the text go in front and behind the different shapes. And so that's going to do it for the final website. Make sure you check it out at thisis-dash.com. And that's going to do it for today's video. That's 5 websites that I hope you got some amazing design inspiration from. Again, they're all linked down in the description, so make sure you check those out. Let me know what you thought of today's websites in the comments below. Did you have a favorite? Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks to Milanote for sponsoring today's video and making it possible. If you'd like to check out their product for planning your next creative project, check out the link at the top of the description. Subscribe for more design-related videos every single week. In the meantime, check out these related videos, and as always, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.